In this video, we're going to take a wee look at the balance between photosynthesis and respiration. So we know that all living things carry out respiration and that respiration produces carbon dioxide. Okay, so we have a look at the little equation. We have glucose, which we get from our food or plants produce through photosynthesis, combined with the oxygen in the air, and we make carbon dioxide, which is a gas, water, and then obviously energy. Now, we're going to concentrate on plants. So all living things respire, including plants. Plants carry out respiration day and night, but during the daytime they are carrying out both photosynthesis and respiration. Okay, so the plants can use the glucose and the oxygen produced in photosynthesis for their respiration. So some of the oxygen they've made, some of the glucose they've made, they'll use that in respiration. Okay. And some of their carbon dioxide that they make and the water they make in respiration can be used in photosynthesis. So for plants, at certain times of the day, you're going to get a balance between photosynthesis and respiration. So we need to look at the two scenarios in plants. Okay. So during the daytime, more oxygen is made in the photosynthesis than is used by respiration. So you might as well say, during the day, plants generally are giving out oxygen. Okay. They're using up more of the carbon dioxide than they're making in respiration. So during the day, you might as well say plants are taking in carbon dioxide and giving out oxygen. So photosynthesis is the main process during the day when there's plenty of light. If we look at night time, well, during the night there is no light, so no light means no photosynthesis. Okay, so they're only carrying out respiration because without light they cannot photosynthesize. So during the night time they are releasing carbon dioxide and using up oxygen. Now, at certain times of the day you've got a balance between respiration and photosynthesis. Okay, and those times of day would be early in the morning and late in the evening, where there's a little bit of light, so there's some photosynthesis going on, but not a great deal. So you have a balance between the two. Now, if we wanted to monitor the amount of photosynthesis and the amount of respiration going on in the plant, we'd have to use a chemical called hydrogen carbonate indicator. Now, hydrogen carbonate indicator is sometimes called bicarbonate indicator. It's the same thing, and it changes colour depending on whether there's lots of carbon dioxide about or not very much about. So if we look at the colours that the bicarbonate indicator will go. Okay. So under normal conditions, bicarbonate indicator is red in colour. Okay, so under normal atmospheric carbon dioxide levels, the indicator will be red. Okay, but it can change purple or it can change yellow. So we'll have a look at yellow. When it changes yellow, that tells you that there are high levels of carbon dioxide. Okay, what process puts out carbon dioxide? We're thinking of respiration. So if you have bicarbonate indicator and it turns yellow, that tells us that respiration is going on, that carbon dioxide is being added to the indicator. So if you had a little tube of bicarbonate indicator and you bubbled through it, you would turn it yellow because of the carbon dioxide in your breath. Okay? Now, bicarbonate indicator can also tell us about low levels of carbon dioxide. If your indicator turns purple, that tells you that the levels of carbon dioxide are low, that carbon dioxide is being removed. And what process removes carbon dioxide but photosynthesis? Okay, so I tend to remember P for purple, P for photosynthesis. If the indicator has turned purple, that tells us that there's photosynthesis going on. So in your books you've got a little experiment. And they have given you 4 tubes in your little booklet. Okay, so we've got some pondweed, okay, and this first test tube has been covered with foil. Now if you think about it, if you cover it with foil, you are going to block out the light. This tube will be in darkness. Okay, so no light, no photosynthesis. The only process that the pondweed is doing here is respiration. And I've coloured this in yellow to indicate that respiration only is going on here. My indicator has turned yellow, so the pondweed is carrying out respiration only. Okay. If we look at test tube 2, you're told in your notes that the condition for test tube 2, it is uncovered, so it's got full light, full brightness. So we've got our pondweed, it'll be carrying out both respiration and photosynthesis, but because the light is bright, we have more photosynthesis going on than respiration, and our indicator has turned purple. Purple to indicate that photosynthesis is our main process. Okay. Now, In tube 3, they have covered it with a muslin cloth. Now, muslin cloth is like a very, very fine cotton. If you put a wee bit of cotton over your face, you'd know that some light would get through. It wouldn't be pitch black. So this one, they covered it with a little cloth, so it's getting some light, but not a lot. Okay, the pondweed would be carrying out both photosynthesis and respiration, but it's not doing a lot of photosynthesis, so you've got a balance between the two things. And that's why the indicator has gone red, to indicate that there's a balance between photosynthesis and respiration. One process is not outweighing the other, and that's because there's not enough light for photosynthesis to outweigh the respiration. Now, in test tube 4, we have got an uncovered test tube. Okay, so it's exposed to the light, so the little bit of pondweed can photosynthesize, but they put water beetles in here. So the plant will be carrying out both photosynthesis and respiration. The water beetles will be carrying out only respiration. And our indicator has gone yellow in this one. And that tells us that respiration is outweighing the photosynthesis. There's more respiration going on between the respiration in the plant and the respiration in the beetles. There is photosynthesis going on in the plant, but it's not enough to outweigh the respiration that both of those organisms are doing. So this one has gone yellow to tell us there's more carbon dioxide being added than there is being removed. Okay. So if you colour code your little test tubes in your booklet, okay, so the red for tube 3, because it is normal carbon dioxide levels. Okay. Tubes 1 and tubes 4 are going to be coloured in yellow because respiration is outweighing photosynthesis there. And in tube 2, photosynthesis is the main process, so we're going to colour that one in purple. Okay, and at the bottom of your page, you have your little descriptions to explain to you what's going on here. Okay, it'll tell you why it's yellow in the first one, purple in the second one, and so on.